Hey everybody, welcome to Sew with Joe. This time we were going to be starting on a new project, but as you can see, we still have the other pair of jeans in front of us. And that is because I have changed my mind. It is a woman's prerogative to do so, and I have done so. I decided that these were not ready to be worn out in the cold season that we're having right now. So I'm going to patch up the knee a little bit more on this side, make it a little bit more weather tight. Now I say, it might have struck you kind of odd as saying a woman's prerogative to change my mind, and that's because I'm joining along with a fellow YouTuber. By his definition, brother. And I'm joining him in solidarity as self-identifying as a woman of color. Yeah, why not? Why can't you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chunk out of one of the other pairs of jeans I have. This is one of the other ones that I have that I'm not going to keep going. So I'm going to take this entire chunk out of these jeans, a patch already patched, and sew that chunk in. So yeah, one of the few times that I take scissors to one of my jeans, but that's because they are not continuing on. Now, this gentleman I mentioned earlier, fellow YouTuber, he has a channel called AVE. If you have any technical knowledge, he's an electrical engineer, from what I can gather. He's very, very entertaining. And as you can well guess, as he is the first one to self-identify as a woman of color, he's a little bit of a different dude. If I haven't already, I'll post a link to his YouTube channel. You don't have to be technically inclined. That's another thing. He posts all sorts of stuff on there. So this is what I'm going to be putting in underneath my knee. I usually don't do patches on my knees because they tend to bunch up and get annoying, but this one's pretty old, pretty threadbare. It doesn't, it might bunch up a little bit, but me. So, finally taken the plunge and taken the first big chunk out of one of my other pairs of jeans. That's a big step for me. And then there were 4. Eventually to be 3, I think. Sweet. Alright. Let's get to pinning. You know what we're pinning for. You know what we're pinning for. It's the feel hurts. Okay. Get some layout going on. Knee patch. Oh, and that actually goes all the way across seam to seam, so even burger. Have it so that the AC/DC will be the first thing peeking through. Safety pins. Safety pins. Alright. Pinning is all important. going to just slide off to the side here a moment and lay this flat. Hopefully you can see this all right. Just going to lay this flat and pin it that way. Yeah, this AVE guy has his own language. He uses a combination of English, French, German. I think he mixes some Spanish in there every once in a while. Southern redneck. Canadian redneck, all sorts of, all sorts of different phrases and bits and pieces of cultures that he's picked up throughout his career. Coffee. So it does take a little while to get the hang of his lingo. But to me, it's definitely worth it. I guess with my experience as an electrical tech, it makes it so that I can understand what he's talking about. Even though if you don't know what he's talking about, you can learn a lot from him too. He also does like tool reviews where he'll buy a tool and before using it, tear it apart just to see what quality it is. And basically tears apart a tool so you don't have to, and compares it to other ones that he's taken apart. That's a really cool series that he has. It's called a Bolter, B-O-L-T-R, Boring Old Lame Tool Reviews. And it's because he was tired of boring old lame tool reviews and decided to spice him up a little bit. We'll take a brand new whatever it is, and he has a miniature electric chainsaw, and he will open the packaging with his miniature electric chainsaw, and it's really entertaining. Oh yeah, East Coast Canadian is another big one that you have to learn how to speak. Maritimer lingo. So he's kind of all over the place. Sometimes you gotta look up what he's talking about. With me, a lot of the times I understand because, shared experiences of heavy industry. There we go, I think we're pinned. quick look from the outside. See how that's gonna be. Yeah, easy, easy. Sitting on my cardigan. Alright, what are we doing here? We're doing back to black thread. Back to black AC/DC, get it? Did you see what I did there? Really didn't have time to see what I did there. I pointed it out to you so quickly. I sort of keep going on and on about this AVE guy, but he's a really good YouTuber. He's got a lot of subscribers, gets hundreds of thousands of views per video. Just super interesting dude. May have a few philosophical differences here and there, but that's everybody. Okay, so we're going through a lot of material here. I'm gonna go with a big wide blanket stitch. Tie everything back together. Until I've been using that blanket stitch for a while. How does that saying go? Stitches get stitches? Yeah, stitches get stitches. I think that's it. That'll be my motto. Stitches get stitches. Oh hell, I should just start a new channel. Call it that. I started a channel recently that where I start fires in my fireplace, and I just light it and let it burn and film it. You can, you know, the Fireplace Channel at Christmas time is always so popular. Maybe people want that year round. I'm sure there's other people out there doing it, and that's okay. Because I want to too. I wanna. I'm just enjoying making videos again, and the big thing is that the formats that I'm doing aren't as editing heavy. Compared to what I've done in the past. You know, skate videos are so editing intense, and a lot of the stuff that I have in my head takes a long time to do when it goes to actually making it happen in your editing. So I've been really enjoying just putting stuff up raw, and honestly I haven't even been watching all of this stuff before I put it up. So yeah, if I also do something that's really ignorant, let me know. I mean, aside from self-identifying as a woman of color. I don't mean to, get on his deal, but I think it's important as brothers, by his definition, brothers in solidarity. Gotta stick together. I was thinking about editing out the quiet parts, the times when I'm not actively saying anything. But I think it's an important part of this series that there's time for quiet reflection. Pause in between the things that I say to give you all time to think about it before I flow on to the next thing and give you time to formulate your opinions and get some comments ready in your head. I think the most comments I've been getting so far are about movies and stuff that I talk about, because I always have little movie bits that pop up in my head whenever I say anything. It's just word association for me is movie clips, and some interesting thinking back and remembering old movies, favorite lines. Going back to this AVE channel, I really want to encourage you to check them out. Like, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here. He does a bit of everything. Like, he does some machining, some welding, building all sorts of stuff. Does lots of really, really stupid crap. But with science behind it. And knows what he's doing, because when you work in heavy industry, you learn a lot of tricks, a lot of ways of doing things, and just I think he's the type of electrical tech I always wanted to be, someone that actually enjoys it and does it as a hobby. And I never, like, I enjoyed my job, but I wasn't a student of it. Like, after I finished my education, I just tried to go to work and enjoy my day, and I wasn't the type of person that did electrical experiments when I would get home in the evening. Like, there's a lot of guys that really have a huge passion for it. And once you start getting a knowledge for electricity, it can really do a lot of things, and lead to a lot of questions and experiments. And if you're curious about that sort of thing, you can go down that rabbit hole your entire life. I have too many interests to be able to just focus on one thing like that. I'm not saying that this AVE guy does, but I was thinking about another guy that I knew. I'll have to check and see if there's already a YouTube channel called Stitches Get Stitches. Well, I didn't get all philosophical today. That's okay. You gotta have light days every once in a while. And yeah, just focused on promoting my I'm not going to call my buddy, he has no idea who I am, but it's one of those YouTubers that makes you feel like you're his buddy. Personable. Personable as frig. Well, we got a good start on this one. I know I may have psyched you out a little bit with changing my mind. That's what we do. This will go nicely, seam to seam. And I'll have to do something along this seam. This is going to open up right away too, so maybe I'll just put a patch over that. That's all a process. Oh yeah, and here alongside of this patch we'll need another one. Yeah, you know, it all depends on how far you want to go with everything, right? So yeah, we'll pick up with this next episode. And yeah, I didn't switch over to something else because I just didn't want to have to bring them back right away, and I wanted to get a full hour count on how long it takes to get it from where they were, which was pretty rough, to where they're wearable for chilly weather. I guess wearable is its own definition. Some people out there that go out in all sorts of weather in shorts and sandals. Yeah, a little AC/DC peek as this opens up. Get to see more of that. Yeah, that is another episode. Thanks a lot for joining me. I do enjoy the time we get to spend together. It's a nice way to get into the day. Yeah, until next time, keep chilling. Don't forget your cookie.